Calaroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. John Mulaney is going to host a weekly talk show. Yep, it's for Netflix. It will be live. The Netflix chief content officer, Bella Baharia, announced the news at a Bloomberg Screen Time and said, I'm really excited about it. I mean, John Mulaney, hello. Kind of weird the way they released this, just out of the blue, no press release or anything. So we have a long relationship with John, obviously, and we've done his stand-up specials, and during the Netflix's Joke Festival, he did a live talk show called Everybody's in LA, and I was there at a couple tapings, and it was just so bold and original and fresh and then unpredictable, and I think it'll be really fun to get to do a live show with him. No word yet on when this will premiere or if John Mulaney even knows about this. I will keep you posted. A little more solid as Nate Bargatze will return to Netflix with 2 stand-up specials. He had been working with Amazon for a little bit. I guess he came back home where the money's greener. Who knows? Your friend Nate Bargatze will launch on December 24th, and then they can promote the heck out of that on the football games the next day. He'll also do a second special in 2025. Your friend Nate Bargatze will see the comedian discussing wanting a second dog, how much pizza to order for guys' night, and his wife being the responsible one in the marriage. Andrew Schultz had Donald Trump on his podcast and laughed in Trump's face. Trump referred to himself as basically a truthful person. Schultz burst out laughing. Trump said of Harris, I always refer back to the simplicity of McDonald's. You lied about McDonald's. You lied about many things, and she's a liar. There should be some kind of rule, where it's a lie. You can't do a commercial on it, but this is a thing that's going to end in 29 days, so they can say what they want. I have a hard time doing to them because I'm basically a truthful person. Schultz then burst out laughing in Trump's face. Schultz said, what does that mean? Trump said, she's given me so much ammunition, I don't have to. She's a radical left-wing lunatic who will destroy our nation. Send your letters of complaints to Donald Trump or listen to the Ballot podcast where we do this stuff every day over there. Ballot, wherever you get your shows. Schultz then asked Trump if he supports abortion bans now that Barron Trump has been, quote, unleashed in New York City. Schultz asked, tell me the situation. Barron is 18. He's handsome. He's tall. He's rich. Trump said he's got the whole ball game, this kid. Schultz said, he's unleashed in New York City. Are you sure you want to reverse Roe v. Wade now? I mean, maybe give him a few years, Trump didn't answer the question but cracked a smile, gave a straight answer about how it's up to the states now. And I'll leave the political stuff for the Ballot show. Let's go hang out on Gossip Corner, and it's very gossipy today. Donnell Rawlings spoke to Chicago Defender. The topic? Diddy. Donnell said, it's interesting. There's 2 sides to every story. I had the chance to learn one version of Diddy, and some of those accusers are sharing their experiences. In that photo, I saw a group of black men enjoying each other's company. It was a celebration of blackness, fatherhood, and friendship. People can interpret that image however they want, but that's the energy I felt. Diddy hosts gatherings like this every year, and I remember when Dave's kids were hanging out with his kids. I believe the Dave in question there is Dave Chappelle. Everybody was out in the water having fun together. It was a beautiful celebration of life, family, and made a lasting impression. Unfortunately, many people now see him as the devil. Still, those who've had the chance to work with him or receive undisputable opportunities have a different perspective, and that's important to recognize as well. Meanwhile, Atlanta Black Star is asking, where is Kevin? The headline, Kevin Hart's wife, Aniko, has not posted the comedian since he was bombarded with Diddy questions. The troll attacks, as they're being called, started on the couple's September 29th post about their daughter's birthday. One comment read, still pretending everything is normal and acting like your eyes are blind is crazy. How did you sleep, bro? On October 6th, Kevin Hart shared a video of himself working out at the gym. The comments included, you were invited to join Diddy's jail party. Don't forget baby oil. Kevin Hart was out in West Hollywood. A paparazzo asked Kevin Hart, when you hosted for Diddy, did you catch any baby oil? Kevin Hart responded, when I hosted for Diddy, you're asking the wrong person the wrong question. It's not a good question. Which is an interesting answer. Here, ask me if I've ever met Diddy. No, I have never met Diddy. Have I ever been to one of his parties? No, I have never been to one of Diddy's parties. I know that's shocking, but no, I haven't. Mrs. Hart has not shared any images with Kevin on her Instagram since August 24th. Again, we're on Gossip Corner now. Staying on Gossip Corner, Jerry Seinfeld was at the Mets game. A video shows a fan asking Jerry to send a message to the fan's brother who's in Israel. The brother was watching the Mets game from the Gaza border. Seinfeld raised his fist in solidarity and offered a 3-word message, which was, let's go IDF. Weird Al told a story to People in which Andy Samberg, who's in the Mac Pack, actually Weird Al should be in the Mac Pack as well. We'll get to that a different day. Samberg actually called me up before the show, SNL, and said, hey man, I'm doing an impression of you. And I hope it's okay. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Whatever you want to do. Al would like to host SNL. He says, I wonder, why haven't I done that yet? And that's one of those things. But, still may happen. Who knows? I think I'd rather be a host than a musical guest because if you host, you have more permission to mess up. And as a musical guest, if you get one note wrong, you're a failure. Samantha B. told the Daily Beast podcast she's working on a 3-night run of a new show in New York City this week. The title of the program is How to Survive Menopause. Sam says, I'm not generally a hot takes type of person, and I do like to think about things and consider things, but the anger inside of me would boil. I would rage boil in a nanosecond. It was such a powerful feeling that I did. At the end of some, I was throwing things. Privately, my personal anger was overtaking me. I never really did that in anyone's presence, but it was like a private inner turmoil, and I thought, I really need psychiatric care. This is very out of character. The show runs October 17th through the 19th at the Minetta Lane Theater in Manhattan. By the way, I want to thank the supporters. Several of you support the show regularly on buymeacoffee.com/daily comedy news. I'll get an email in the middle of the night telling me somebody signed up. So Deb, thank you. Deb joined the $2 club. That's a nice, easy way to do it. Ellen, Yvonne, Aaron, Becky, different Aaron, Liz, Travis, Scott. Maybe I should blackmail Scott and be like, hey, man, a little more donations, a little less Joe Coy. Know what I'm saying? Nudge, nudge.
We have fewer camera shots of Taylor Swift.
Tommy, Andrea, Gary, Shannon, Mike, and Kenny, thank you all so much. Buymeacoffee.com/daily comedy news. You know what I'll do? I will go to the National Donut chain. I don't have one with me. What this is here, this is a Diet Coke that I got at Famous Hamburger Chain. Dudes, 2 cheeseburger meal that you would get at a Famous Hamburger Chain, $11.50? What are we doing? Trevor Noah said he'd be happy to drop by the Daily Show. Coincidentally, he's got a new book to promote. Wow, it's weird how that happens. I mean, Trevor hadn't mentioned wanting to go on the Daily Show at all, and he's got a new book, and now he's like, oh, I'd go on the Daily Show. Huh, I see how that works. Savannah Guthrie asked Trevor while he was guesting on the Today Show, the question, would you ever go back to the Daily Show just for guest thing? Look at John, he's doing Mondays. Trevor said, oh, always, always. John and I text about it all the time. I'm just going to come pop in and harass him for a full day and then be his guest. Trevor said he always wished he could do a version of the Daily Show with a lighter schedule. And then he messaged Jon Stewart saying, I literally messaged him and was like, you son of a bee, you figured it out. Roy Wood Jr. told the Eagle Online what makes the Daily Show so legendary, but can also be burdensome creatively, is they have to try to look at the solution of the problem or the causation of the problem so you can put a real call to action on the issue. But when it comes to Have I Got News for You, we get to live in the joke first and the solution second. I mentioned this the other day as I'm watching HBO Max. Are you watching The Penguin? By the way, somebody's got a crush on one of the actors in The Penguin. And no, I don't have a crush on Oz Cobblepot. You can figure out who. But I digress. Have I Got News for You is like in the top 10. So as I mentioned, it might not be a good idea to have on CNN Saturday night, but people are watching it, which is good. I like everybody on the show. Roy Wood Jr. said everybody interprets and digests information and trauma differently, so I think we have an opportunity with Have I Got News for You to introduce a new prism through which to process everything terrible that's going on in the world. One week Donald Trump's talking about people eating dogs and cats, and the next week the mayor of New York City gets indicted. Every week's been an amazing bingo card of chaos. There were so many shows that were around attempting to offer their own angles on this stuff, so the fact that a new show even dared to enter the market space in the last 4 years is huge. All right, Vulture is keeping an eye on this crossover between Abbott Elementary and It's Always Sunny. They have an update which reads, a lot of NSWF improv is hitting the cutting room floor. Patrick Schumacher told The Wrap, when we were shooting last week, Rob had this improv in one scene with Ava that I didn't know was coming. He just thought about it extemporaneously. It made me spit out my coffee and then wish we had an episode that was just like a gag reel of all the stuff we can't use. When Quinta first brought it to me and Pat, I was like, I don't know how this is going to work. How are we going to marry the tones of these shows, but stay true to the own show? It was incredibly fun to do. The Abbott folks added that McElhenney and Charlie Day spent time in the writer's room to make it work. No details on when it will air. Are you in Toronto tonight? I like the title of this. All of Us Are Asian. Comedy show, exclamation point. This is Toronto's hottest comedy show that will take you on a wild and hilarious ride. The show always sells out. Get your tickets now. Well, John, why'd you tell us about it 2 seconds before the show? I don't know. Maybe I pre-taped the weekend. It happens. Yeah, maybe I pre-taped the weekend. That's your comedy news for today. $2 Club. Love you guys. Appreciate it. All the supporters. Appreciate you. See you tomorrow.